No,
Are you in New
never is.
York? Are you in New York, Elsa, or you're kind of just like bi-coastal all around?
I'm in New York. I refuse to leave. I'm here
I
for
love this.
forever.
There's definitely a part of me that really feels you on that. And there's a mass exodus from New York over the last year and a half. And of course, any of your friends who live outside of New York will be like, yeah, this is why you have to move out. It sucks. It's hopeless. It's never coming back. But it's like, oh
Mm-mm.
man, like I remember I had my first slice of pizza in like 6 months, like real New York slice pizza in like 6 months. And I was like, oh, I was like, how could I leave you?
I can't do it. Like I know it. There's some issues, and it's not how it used to be. But I believe in it. It always comes back. I don't care what anyone says. It always comes back. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay.
How how long have you lived in New York for?
Just a year full time, but I was back and
Mhm.
forth for probably 5 years because I used to live in LA, but it was basically 50-50.
How do you like New York compared to LA?
I hate LA, but I could rant about that all day. The only thing that's nice is the weather. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else
And
sucks.
I always wonder like, oh, is LA in much worse shape than New York? I don't know. I feel like it kind of is. I just feel like there's way more homeless in LA, and I just feel
So
like
true.
the LA entertainment industry is a bit like in worse shape here. It's like okay, eventually, okay, Broadway is coming back, but I don't know. I kind of always have like enjoyed hating on LA too. But you've actually lived there, so how
Yeah.
do you compare
I
them?
I mean, I could hate on them all day. I just feel, and I was almost like, because I moved there so young, so I feel like it was just like the beginning of my adulthood there. So I feel like I'm allowed to hate on them. The people are so ridiculous, and I know like, New Yorkers are ridiculous in their own way, but like they just can't get their shit together with anything. Like I'll text people and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just waking up." And I'm like, "It's 1 p.m." I what? Like, and they'll go to bed at like 10 and sleep until 1 p.m. And then they'll be like, "Oh, I guess I'll go get my vegan nachos now." And then snap that I'm working out, but not really,
It's
and drink,
obnoxious. It's
Yeah, it
obnoxious.
is.
And like I'm somebody who doesn't have like a standard job. I don't make a living in like a standard way, but I just don't think I there's something nice about like getting up in the morning and like having a routine and I don't think you need to like kind of flaunt it into everybody's the way that you're talking about like this particular LA way of like flaunting your like cool non-traditional
Laziness.
lifestyle. Yeah, it's laziness. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I have a job, I guess. I'm a self-employed. So,
Yes, you're a small business owner.
yes, exactly. Definitely a business owner for sure. But I can't do I get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I feel depressed if I get up any later. I just I don't see that life for me. So I had to leave. And I used the pandemic as an excuse because it's hard to leave the adult industry. Like if you want to shoot, you have to be in LA kind of. And once
Hmm.
it shut down, I was like, oh, this is sorry guys. I gotta go now. No one's shooting.
And that's when you moved full time to New York.
Yes.
Is it because LA is kind of like the porn central, or is it because of like proximity to other cities that you can work, like Vegas, that are also have a lot of work?
I think it's both. I mean, you could shoot in Miami, but LA has more of the professional, or California. I know there's certain like all over, but like LA and Vegas, they have more of a professional industry. Like I almost see Miami as like a different adult industry, if that makes any sense. Like they're
Miami to me seems more like just such a party city. It's just like I'm like who lives in Miami? It's like
yeah,
every time I see news about Miami, it's like some wild fight or like something crazy's going
I
on.
know. I tried to live there for like 2 months when nothing was going on in New York, and I was like, I think I'd rather stay in like my tiny apartment and not go anywhere. I would love to do more like cosplay stuff, and I just ordered a bunch of costumes to do that. It's something I haven't done before, and I know that's like very vanilla, but I've done like I've done like everything, so that's where my mind has to go is back down to vanilla.
Oh, no, cosplaying is so cute. I love costumes. Like, I would get all about, like, because you're in New York, every year they have a mermaid parade out on Coney Island. Like, I would sew my own mermaid or like a fish costume I made one year. Like, you just stick a bunch of hangers and
Oh,
cloth, and like, it was just so funny. I would make these like big fins. But that's not cosplaying. That's just
yeah, that's just
wearing it.
weirdness. I'm just
That's just
kidding.
weirdness. Yeah, that's just being a weirdo. No, I miss it though. I would like, and it, you have to love it to trek all the way down to Coney Island, and then you just like see people who are like covered in paint, and they don't even like make a costume, but it's all good. Like I definitely miss that. I wonder if that stuff will come back.
It
I don't
has
know.
to.
Have they
They're
even had it this year? Probably not.
probably not it, but those kind of things they have to come back because that's slowly but surely because that's what New York is Coney Island's craziness and downtown Manhattan's craziness.
Yeah.
I went where is it like on Ludlow or I don't know downtown too much, but whatever there's one of these streets where it's like where Ludlow House is. It's always like party city, and then during the pandemic it wasn't like that, and then I went there the other day and I was like, yes, a drunk person walking in the street and falling over and all the cars beeping and the
Yeah.
person's just laying there and refusing to move. I'm like, that's New York.
I miss that too. And I think, and I don't know if this is because they're really just trying to make up revenue what they've lost over the last year and a half. But I know that they were like toying around with the idea of allowing like some public drinking in certain areas. Like, I don't know if it's like Washington Square or just like certain parks, but I know like I think de Blasio was like toying with that idea, but he's overall. I'm like anything they
Yeah.
can do, especially like during the summer to get people out and to get people spending money again. Like I have a friend who has a bar on like 46th Street, and he's like, everything around me is closing. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
on one hand, like I feel terrible, but like my bar is doing pretty good because places just like haven't been hacking it.